Is it real? Is it fake? Is it Taylor? Is it artificial intelligence? Is it human intelligence? I can't even tell anymore. But I can tell you something. I got fooled. There are certain things that happen in life where, regardless of how you feel internally, there are really only two choices. You can either laugh or you can cry. And when Taylor Swift's new Florida song came out and my friend Chad sent me the video, I thought it was fake.
You can beat the heat if you beat the charges too.
You could still argue it's fake, but that's a different topic. In my defense, this was not the first time one of my buddies sent me a AI-generated song with lyrics poking fun at my experience here in Florida.
On his 2 wheels, calling Minnesota rough. He says rough, not roof, with that northern touch. 360 cam rolling, catching every huff.
You gotta love it when you live in a place that has enough duality or character to it that it causes people to write about it. I have lived all over the United States, and in every place I've lived, there has been something notable and worth writing about. I grew up in Minnesota. When the movie Fargo came out, everyone I knew or worked with in Minnesota or the Dakotas said, how come they made a movie with us that has an accent like that? It's not what we sound like.
Wade, it's Jerry. I don't know what to do. It's something hard, geez. It's terrible.
And when I lived in Montana, there were a lot of connotations around what it meant to be from Montana or in Montana. There were some stereotypes portrayed in movies that I felt were actually pretty accurate to the area.
My brother Paul and I grew up in a time when the land was still untouched.
I'm not going to talk about Boston. Having lived in Florida 2 different times, from 2012 to 2016, and now again here in Tampa, I love and embrace that we live in a place that has a sort of duality to it. The song.
They said I was a cheat. I guess it must be true.
Honestly, when I got that video, I thought it wasn't even the real deal. I thought it was created satirically, sarcastically, on a platform like UDIO and sent to me as a joke about Florida. I wasn't surprised that it existed, but what I was surprised about is that it was real. And here's why.
Through swamps and sands, we chase the endless flight, the gators basking, sunsets blasting.
These AI tools are becoming so powerful that you can't make the distinction or trust your own sense of judgment about them at face value anymore. If you've not yet had the opportunity to experience UDIO, UDIO.com, and played around with this AI music generator, it will blow your mind the first time you play with it. To the uninitiated, as of this morning, I had heard a little bit of buzz about it. I've worked with other AI tools that were interesting and contributed to the potential of where AI was going with including music inside of these different pieces of content that we create. But it never wrapped itself around the concept of what you were trying to put together, like UDIO does now. In the same way that ChatGPT woke us all up to the potential of having a large language model interpret what we're trying to ask and help us as a creative partner actually generate that written content that we wanted to produce. And the same way that DALL-E 2 and Midjourney have risen over the past year and a half to really become a full partner with you around the way you want to create visual content. And Sora is coming with video rapidly as well. UDIO is now on my short list of must-haves for creating future content and having AI truly enhance the conceptualization and the actual finished output of what I want to produce creatively. It doesn't just take the words that you put into the prompt and sort of try and turn them into lyrics in a literal sense, one-to-one, and then wrap a melody around it. It takes the essence of what you're trying to create in that prompt. It creates the song, the essence of what it is that you're aspiring to include in your overall creative content. So check this platform out when no one else is around so you can listen to some of the songs people are creating, because there's clearly not much of a leash put on this for new users. It's in beta right now, and as far as I'm aware, most of us can just jump on there and sign up. I don't think I got an exclusive access or anything of that sort. It's telling me I can create 1,200 songs, which is going to be fun to ideate around and experiment with for sure. But that's a lot of very liberal amount of time and server processing that they're giving us access to make this tool even better than what it is now. So I thought that I would include something that really represents the sort of content that I create on this channel and that I plan to in the future, which is helping people understand these tools and how they're going to accentuate our ability to be online and more present, because our digital presence in the new economy is going to be vital. And so using these tools to help us be more present and efficient at creating really interesting and original content, that's going to be a huge advantage for anybody who wants to have that digital presence going into the future, right? The new economy in the next 5-10 years, it's going to progressively get more and more challenging. If you don't have something for people to arrive at, your reputation needs to precede you. These tools help build up your presence online. That growth eventually leads to the bigger opportunities that are going to differentiate you from the other people in the human species who are basically doing the same thing in the status quo right now. And I think that status quo is going to be a huge gap from people who are truly effective and present in the world versus those who are just sort of trying to keep things the way they were a decade ago, which is just gone. It's gone. So that all being said, that led to a pretty boring sounding prompt, which is a song that conveys confidence and enthusiasm along with apprehension about the future of content creation, career advancement, the usefulness of humankind in an AI-driven world. Yeah, conceptually that's great, but wow, does that sound like a boring song to listen to. Look what it came up with.
In the race for innovation, forge ahead through the night. In the age of automation, feel the pulse of new creation.
Really, I'm just blown away with how it got what I was trying to say, and it ended up essentially creating something that was completely reflective of the kind of idea I had, and something that probably will end up being the theme of the show for a while. So that's all to wrap us back around to this point, that when I heard that song from Taylor Swift this morning, I couldn't differentiate anymore if it was someone sending me a joke that they had created on a platform like UDIO, or if it was in fact created by an artist like Taylor Swift. I have not yet ran into a scenario where the image I was seeing or the video I was seeing was truly hard to distinguish from what someone may have produced with a physical camera, artistic medium, or digital art creation. Can we make the distinction between what is real and what isn't? Part of the reason that's funny too is that a place like Florida is conducive to that kind of commentary or representation, characterizing Florida the way she does, which has these sort of recognizable undertones about some of the people who do live in Florida and the kind of crazy that we see down here. So this is where we start to see an intersection between the traditionally created content and the artificially generated content. And when it has a satirical sort of tone where the lyrics could have been written in an almost comical or characterized fashion, it really is, it makes you do a double take because you can't tell what's real anymore.
But life, it's a long, long track. Heaps of miles just looking back. Says he's seen his share of dawn.
Rockstar is going to release Grand Theft Auto 6, which is going to be a monumental piece of interactive media content. And it's going to open people's eyes to certain things that only if your feed is regularly being filled with content about Florida will you have seen a lot of the lifestyle and events that they are portraying in this video game. Rockstar really nailed it in their trailer. Being here, there's stuff you see that you just have to say, yep, that's normal for Florida. Big, beautiful shots of this subtropical Miami with the golden sun, glistening bodies, boats, and the experience of like seeing all this luxury with this weird melding of all this kind of seedy undercurrent of the culture and the elements that are kind of all around you. But the beauty offsets the negativity enough for people to really want to spend time there. People are drawn to these places and spend time in these places in massive numbers. What I felt an immediate affinity to when I saw the trailer for GTA 6 was the other kind of crazy. Women shaking their booties on cars, old dudes in their bikini underwear out watering their lawn, people out mudding on their ATVs, alligators just being where alligators feel like they want to be. These kinds of things are actually real. And so my only ask really for Rockstar as they build out this representation in an interactive format about this place that a lot of people love is get the crazy right. Do it right, because I think that it deserves a very nuanced and refined attention to that detail. That Florida's crazy is just so extra compared to what you might experience in other places. And if you get it right, it's going to be pure magic. If you all have something that you know you'd love to see in the Grand Theft Auto 6 game when it comes out next year that really represents Florida, please comment it and add whatever you can think of that would be most representative of experiencing a place like this, even if it's in a virtual environment. What has to be in there? What content can't we live without? Because I think when they get that right, that experience of that game is going to be like nothing else. I'd love to hear what you think. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.
The gators basking, sunsets blasting, oranges blossom in a sweet perfume, thunderstorms raging in the afternoon, winding round the hurricane's might. Neon signs flicker deep into the night, 'neath the palms where flamingos roam free in this sun-soaked rhapsody.